going to be so many ways to donate. We3 is in studio with us. We're so excited to have you guys perform. Before we get to that, though, we want to tell you exactly how you can help Make-A-Wish, how you can help the kids in our area. We're talking about Oregon and Southwest Washington. Go to our website, kgw.com/wish. Our goal is $35,000. Like I said, that money going to Make-A-Wish, an organization that's been in operation for 35 years now. Again, kgw.com/wish. And you guys, we are so close. $23,000. Basically, 74. Add 74 to that. Almost 24,000. Keep those donations coming in because, gosh, the more you donate, the more wishes we can fulfill. And thank you so much to everyone who has donated to kgw.com/wish to make sure these wishes come true. And hey, I'm joined here by Barley, the hop, and these are guys from the Hillsboro Hops. KL here is the GM. And you'll notice that Barley is a little bit invisible, but hey, his eyeballs, you can see his eyeballs, you can see his hat, you can see his hands, and a little bit of your feet there, right? Okay, yep, and he's pedaling. Okay, Barley is pedaling. KL, you are pedaling too. The way this all works is that the more you pedal, so the more mileage you get, for every mile, $100 gets donated by the Joseph E. Weston Public Foundation. So keep pedaling. The more miles, the better, because that means more money for Make-A-Wish. KL, what made you guys decide, you know what, we are going to get on board, we're going to get on these bikes and pedal?
I wanted to skip the gym today was one. No, really. Make-A-Wish is a tremendous organization. You know, the things they do for families and kids is just incredible. All the people that work there, the sacrifices they make to, you know, fulfill dreams for these kids is tremendous. We've had a couple of Wish kids come out to the ballpark over the years, and we've just really enjoyed working with Make-A-Wish. Great organization.
Yeah, and these are lifelong wishes. I will add that these snazzy rides, these Schwinn bikes, are very smooth, by the way. You guys are riding on some, I think, is that our waterfront? It's a waterfront. I'm not sure if that's the, no, that's not the Portland waterfront. It's a beautiful waterfront either way. You guys are riding pretty smooth on these Schwinns. These have been donated to us by the Nautilus Cares organization. And apparently, oh, that's why. I think we're blocking the Eiffel Tower. So hey, we're in Paris. So I hope you get to sightsee a little bit as you perspire, because the harder you ride, the more mileage you're gonna get. And speaking of which, thank you so much for being here, because you are raising money for such an amazing organization, an amazing cause that has helped thousands of kids and their families get through really hard times. If you would like to help out, again, go to our website, kgw.com/wish. Right now, our goal is $35,000, and we're getting closer to that as we speak. Every dollar counts, guys, and it goes toward future wishes, granting those amazing wishes that are life-changing, not just for these kids for one day, but really for years. I mean, we've talked to Wish kids that are still seeing the results of their wishes being granted, still getting joy from them. So please help us help these kids. You are making a difference. Every single dollar that you donate is going toward making sure kids here in Oregon and Southwest Washington get those wishes. And now again, $23,074. Thank you so much to each and every one of you who have just dug deep down in your hearts to give, because this is something that is really making a difference in so many lives. And speaking of making a difference, Addie is joining me. She is a Wish kid. And you have had cystic fibrosis, right?
Yes, I was born with that disease. It's a genetic lung disease, and it affects your lungs over time. It's progressive, so your lungs get worse as time goes on. Okay, and you were a wish recipient. What was your wish? My wish was to be on the Pendleton Roundup court. My family has gone to Pendleton for the Roundup since I was, I think, 9 years old. My family's always gone, but I started going then. We go every single year, and I've just absolutely loved it. Always loved riding horses. So being on that court was a huge dream for me. And so obviously they made that wish come true. It was such a big deal. It was so much fun, and they gave me such a great experience.
And tell me a little bit more about what you got to do. We're seeing some of your pictures actually right now.
Yeah, so they actually gave me the full experience as much as they could. I got to ride in the Pendleton Roundup Parade. I also got to be up close and personal with the fans. I got to sit with the court during the roundup, which was such a cool experience because only the court gets to sit there, obviously. They gave me my own hat and outfit.
I was going to say, that's quite the getup.
Oh, yeah, it was. They gave me the whole experience. It was really, really cool.
And, you know, you said it was a huge deal to you. What exactly did it mean? I mean, we've heard from other Wish kids, Wish recipients who have said they were going through a tough time trying to, you know, deal with whatever illness they were dealing with. So to you, what did it mean?
To me, it was such a big deal. The year that they granted it was a really hard year for me. I had gone in the hospital 5 times over that year, which is a much larger number than normal for me. So my mom and dad gave me this obviously amazing opportunity, and they granted it, and it meant so much to me. It just completely changed my week. I got to kind of ignore that side of me that was so wrapped up in the lung issues and all that, and I got to ignore that for a little while and just be happy and be free from it.
What would you say to people out there who might be watching, who might be thinking, well, okay, maybe I'll donate?
Please donate. Obviously, every kid deserves to have their wish come true. I think it's such a big deal to kids with illnesses. I mean, it's been proven that emotions can help physical attributes. So I think that even just that little week helped me so much.
Yeah, and doctors have said they think that when these wishes are granted, that they're kind of a form of medicine in and of themselves. So that is definitely a testament to how it can make you feel and how that can promote, you know, healing.
Yes,
basically.
absolutely.
And I know that there's something else that you've been really wanting to try, another dream of yours, and that is to be an anchor. And so here at KGW, we're trying to help you out with that. So we're going to let you be a little bit of a co-anchor and have a little bit of fun. I guess it's up to you now to announce our next guest.
Alrighty, so this is We3. They are a band from McMinnville, Oregon. They performed on America's Got Talent, and they are here to perform a live line. So take it away, guys.
Nice job. Okay.
Can you call my lifeline, 'cause I give up. And I'll raise my white flag and just give in, 'cause I'm barely breathing, got no reason for grieving, that's just how I feel. I'm just trying to be real. Wish I could turn the switch on, leave it on all damn day long, get it tattooed on my arm just because they told me not to. Wish I could turn you all off, say it without going soft, but we all know that I'm not one to tell you you have got to. Shiver, feel it, take it, break it, make it what you want to. Lose it, choose it, find it, mind it, bruise it, use it, how you're gonna. Shiver, feel it, take it, break it, make it what you want to. Lose it, choose it, find it, mind it, bruise it, use it, how you gonna. Can you call my lifeline, 'cause I give up. And I'll raise my white flag and just give it, yeah. 'Cause I'm barely breathing, got no reason for grieving, that's just how I feel. I'm just trying to be real. Oh, oh, I'm just trying to be real. Wish I believed the things I pray. 9 times out of 10 they're too cliche. What I wouldn't give for a replay. 2 a.m. and still no sleeping. The numbers and figures don't add up, but I'm not really sure if it matters, 'cause lately life's full of disasters. 5 a.m. and still no sleeping. Shiver, feel it, take it, break it, make it what you wanna. Lose it, choose it, find it, mind it, bruise it, use it, how you gonna. Can you call my lifeline, 'cause I give up. And I'll raise my white flag and just give it, 'cause I'm barely breathing, got no reason for grieving, that's just how I feel. And I feel the pressure to be perfect forever, that's just how I feel. I'm just trying to be real. Oh. Oh, oh, I'm just trying to be real. Oh, oh, yeah, yeah. I'm just trying to be real.
Awesome, guys. That was amazing. I mean, you were awesome on America's Got Talent, but man, hearing you guys in person was amazing. Thank you. Okay, so we've got a few questions for you. Of course, if you're in studio, why not? And I think Addie's going to kick it off.
Yes, I am. Alrighty, so how was it for you guys coming home after AGT?
I mean, we had an incredible support system here, so it was honestly like coming home and just like seeing all of our friends and everybody who supported us before America's Got Talent, and then just the support when we got here was just amazing. Yeah.
Okay, and now what's next? I mean, AGT is a big thing. America's Got Talent. Now what?
We're actually going to be releasing a full 12-track album this fall. So we are so excited for that.
Oh my gosh, that is so exciting. Do you have any other questions, Addie?
I think I do. What got you guys involved with Make-A-Wish? Why do you want to be a part of this today?
Oh, I mean, this is an incredible organization. I've known about it before. I think before I even really knew like the extent of what they did. I always knew it was like it was just a magical thing that they were able to do for kids and stuff. So any chance we would get to be able to help this organization, hands down, we would do it.
Hands down, awesome. Well, you guys are so talented. That record, that album, I'm so excited to hear it. Good luck with it. Thank you for coming in studio. You're making a difference just being here and supporting Make-A-Wish. So thank you. And Addie, gosh, you're an amazing co-anchor.
Well, thank you.
Yes, right? She's like a total natural. And if you want to help the same way, I mean, there's so many ways that people can help donate.
Yeah, you can go to kgw.com/wish. You can also call in at 1-800-934-WISH. 1-800-934-9474.
Yeah, $35,000 is what we're looking for. And I think, you know, we're getting close to that goal.
Yes,
you can see it, Addie, $23,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, every single dollar counts, guys. Okay, and now I think we're going to check in with our bicyclists. And I think we three, you guys are going to be hopping on those bikes in a bit. Right now, Barley the Hop and KL, the GM with the Hillsboro Hops, they're sitting there riding. You guys, thumbs up, how are you feeling? Okay, they're feeling pretty darn good. And they're going to keep riding because for every single mile they ride, it's a $100 donation to Make-A-Wish. That's thanks to the Joseph B. Wenton Foundation, the public foundation, rather. Anyway, this is Facebook Live. Thank you so much for joining us. And Addie, we're next going to be talking to the CEO of Make-A-Wish. Have you ever met Layla?
Yes, Layla was actually working on me with my wish, so she's near and dear to my heart.
Okay.
Looks like we interviewed her earlier about what she thinks the impact of wishes are on kids' lives. So let's throw that over to her.
Make a difference. You were there. I mean, we just saw Kaysen's story. He met a real-life Wolverine in Alaska. What was that like for you?
Well, I wasn't at the Wish, but I was there when we interviewed him and asked him what he wanted his wish to be. And my favorite answer came because he thinks the Wolverine is his spirit animal. It's tiny and tough, and he's such a cool kid. But I was really, truly worried that the Wolverine was going to eat his finger off all day long.
Oh, no.
I kept on texting his mom, is he okay? Does he have his fingers? He got really close to a real Wolverine, which was really cool.
That is amazing. And I'm sure you've seen, I mean, whether through videos or in real life, wishes get granted. We've heard from doctors how much this means to kids and their recovery, how much of a boost it can give them. How do you feel when you see these kids get their wishes granted?
I'm going to say two things that are the most moving to me because I feel like it is such an important thing that we are able to do for kids who are going through a really tough time in their life. One of which is they feel this whole army behind them. All the people who are donating today, all the people who are helping to put together this amazing day, the kids feel this army behind them, cheering them on and helping them to get better. And it's really healing to have joy. It's really healing to have an army behind you. And the most amazing thing I would say is that Kaysen's mom actually said he's got such a rare disease, it's really hard to describe. So he was kind of defined by his illness. And then after his wish, it helped a new definition of who he was. And that is such an amazing thing to be a part of, who someone is in the world.
Yeah, and so it really is changing lives.
It really is changing lives.
And it's amazing. I mean, you guys have been in operation granting wishes since 1983. That is more than 4,000 wishes. And I think it's important to note that when everyone donates today, whether you go to our website, kgw.com/wish, whether you click on that little Facebook Live donate button, or if you want to call that 1-800-934-WISH number, that money goes toward local kids. We're talking about kids dealing with critical illnesses here in Oregon, in Southwest Washington, going through such a tough time in their lives.
It's really true. All of our kids are local. All of our money stays local. We get no fee for service. We get no government support. All the money comes from generous donations. And we are serving children right here in our local communities with volunteers right here in our local communities.
Yeah, countless, I'm
Yes.
sure, volunteers
Yes.
that make sure these wishes come true. And you guys have had a pretty gangbusters year when it comes to fulfilling wishes.
We had a record-breaking year. It never gets old to say. We granted the most wishes ever in Oregon and Southwest Washington. This year we granted 260 local wishes to kiddos, and almost all of them were these over-the-top, incredible, life-changing wishes. There's a great
Whoa.
map to show where the kiddos lived and how many wishes we're able to grant by county. And so I want to make sure everyone knows that we're serving the entire state. And gosh, it's hard in the southeast part of the state to get volunteers. And for those kiddos truly have to drive hours for treatment. And so being able to do something over the top magical for them is such an amazing gift.
Yeah, and I know, I mean, as a reporter, I've done so many stories talking to parents, talking to kids that are dealing with critical illnesses. And you're right, they have to, some of these, families need to drive hours. They have to relocate.
Yeah.
They have so many stresses in their lives that just a moment of, joy
Yes.
can make all the difference, I think. And that support system that you were talking about, having that army of people, whether it's you at home watching on your cell phone or tablet or computer, knowing that you donated. I mean, you're part of this supportive army that helps these kids get through another day, I think.
It's really true, and we have seen countless times where a kid is on a trajectory to not get better, quite frankly. Wow. And then they have their wish, and they can think bigger than the hospital. They can think outside of their illness, and they actually get better. We don't have concrete medical proof yet, but we're working on it. But what I will say is that when I know in my heart, after 15 years of working here, when kids feel better, they sometimes get better. Mm-hmm. And having all of these people rally and wrap around them and be a part of the solution and a part of the healing is really an amazing gift. And for some of these kids, a turning point in their illness journey.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned, sometimes it's hard to get, kids from Southeast Oregon and stuff like that. And we had somebody on our Facebook Live feed ask, how can I nominate a child to get my wish granted? Do you just go to the website?
Great question. Our website is oregon.wish.org, which you're surely linked to from kgw.com if that is too much to remember. And we just have a refer a child button right on the front. And we welcome referrals. We say we would rather have 10 referrals for one kid than miss one kid. We work with the doctors to make sure that kid qualifies and that we haven't granted another wish to them. Those are kind of our two, they have a medical qualification and they haven't been granted another wish and they're age appropriate. So 2.5 to 18 years old. And the medical qualifications are determined by doctors. We have a whole team of doctors at our national office who help decide what qualifies for a wish and what doesn't. So if you're questioning it, if you think you might know a kid or there's a kid in your church or your neighborhood or at your kid's school, refer them, and we will do the rest.
And typically when these kids are referred or they apply, do they need to draw their wish?
Great question. It depends on the kid. Not everyone loves to draw. So we send 2 volunteers to go and meet with them and say, you could wish for anything in the world, what would that be? And some kids know right away. And they have it already in their head. They have, already the picture in their head and or the drawing and or cut out some articles. A lot of these kids spend a lot of time together in the hospital. So they've been talking about it already, and they know what somebody else did for their wish. And so they, those kids know right away. Other kids, we have to kind of tease it out a little bit. Kason was a great example of, well, he didn't think you could meet a Wolverine, so we talked about a few different options at his wish visit.
Okay, so right now we're almost to $24,000, $23,974,000 donated so far. Can you believe it? Thank you so much to everyone who has dug deep, decided, you know what, we're going to support KGW's Wish-A-Thon that supports Make-A-Wish to make sure that kids in Oregon and Southwest Washington have their wishes granted. Again, kgw.com/wish. And hey, look at that. We3 in Venice. Whoa! They're on our bikes right now. Those bikes donated by Nautilus Cares, and they are pedaling, 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 because the more miles they get on those bikes, the more money will be donated to Make-A-Wish. So we're going to check in with them in just a moment. But first, we've got Tim Harris here with Country Financial on the KGW Wish-A-Thon couch with me. Tim, thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and you guys are a matching sponsor, and that's a huge deal because it just promotes Make-A-Wish. It promotes their ability to grant wishes. What made you, as an organization, Country Financial, decide, hey, we are going to be involved in this?
Well, Make-A-Wish is very near and dear to our hearts. Make-A-Wish is one of those organizations that truly inspires people and helps children that are dealing with life-threatening medical crises. And we just want to provide that hope and help that hope continues to spread throughout the country. And we're involved in this area and in multiple areas too.
And you guys even have a pretty personal connection with Make-A-Wish.
Yeah, we have one employee who has a daughter currently in the program. Her wish was granted for next spring, so that's going to happen. And then we also have an employee in our South Waterfront office that was a wish recipient as a little girl with leukemia, who's now grown up and working and just doing a great job for us. So it's really kind of touched our hearts, their stories, and being able to give back in this way and inspire other people to give is what we want to do.
And speaking of giving, what is it that you guys are matching?
So we're a matching sponsor of the Wish-A-Thon here of $5,000.
Okay.
So hopefully everybody can just get on board really quick and take care of that matching donation.
And how does it make you feel, just as, you know, a human being, just knowing that you're a part of something that's kind of greater than you, that's promoting good in the world?
Well, it makes our hearts pretty happy, number one, but just, it always comes back to hope and inspiration for me. To be able to give hope to people that are struggling in a time when they're maybe hurting a little bit more than the average person might be, is inspiring for us to be able to provide that type of hope. And I know all our clients and customers appreciate us giving back to the community in this type of way.
Okay, Tim, again, thank you so much for being here, supporting Make-A-Wish, being a matching sponsor. We are so grateful for Country Financial for doing this, because every single dollar really does count. Every single dollar that we raise, every dollar you donate will go toward granting future wishes. Our goal is $35,000 for Make-A-Wish, which has been in operation for 35 years. Almost $24,000 donated so far. So please continue to donate, because you really are making a difference. These wishes are not just one-day snippets of moments where people are happy, but some of these wishes can honestly make people joyful, make these kids joyful for years to come. And so many of these kids are dealing with critical illnesses that they should not be having to deal with at this point in their life, or ever really. But if we can do something to help make it easier to transition, to help bring joy to their lives, why not? So please go to kgw.com/wish. Again, kgw.com/wish. Again, 1-800-934-WISH. That is another way to donate. Again, Tim, thank you so much for being here. We are going to check in now with We3. So we're walking over across the studio, trying to get over here, and ta-da, finally, across the studio. Addie is here too. Yes. Addie, our co-anchor for the evening. Okay, so now we are here in Paris. Oh, we're in Paris. Guys, how are you feeling?
Great.
Feeling great.
Okay, and let me grab the little microphone from you. And you said, what did you say?
I said I feel great. I've never been to Paris before.
Never been to Paris before. And how are you? Are you perspiring yet?
No, not perspiring, but I'm a little worried there's no brakes on this thing.
Okay, and Addie, let me hear. I'll have you come back here so everyone can see everyone here. And Addie, have you ever been to Paris?
No, this is exciting, man. This is.
I know, this is a trip, that's for sure. And you guys are pedaling so smoothly. I mean, I'm really impressed. I know. It's the Schwinn. And speaking of which, these are pretty sweet rides. Any of us would want one of these guys. And Nautilus Cares donated these Schwinn bikes to us. And how this all works, the more miles you guys ride, the better. So, I mean, the faster, yeah, exactly. The faster you pedal. I'm sorry, you guys are gonna get real tired if you keep going at this click. But that's going to be good for Make-A-Wish. It's worth it, you're right. Because every single mile you ride, $100 will be donated to Make-A-Wish. And this is huge because we're just trying as hard as we can at KGW's Wish-A-Thon to raise money for Make-A-Wish, which is such an amazing organization. Yeah, you guys saw the effects of it, the wishes that have been granted. You guys are here yourselves supporting it. So we want you to go to kgw.com/wish. We're at $24,000, guys, so close to our $35,000 goal. This is something that we really, truly believe in. You are making a difference when you donate because those wishes, they come at such pivotal points in time for these kids that are dealing with critical illnesses. Some of these kids are at really low points, and when we can just give them a little bit of joy, a little bit of a boost, even doctors say it can be a medicine in and of itself. So please donate what you can, whether that's today or throughout the week, because it is Wish Week here at KGW. Woo! So guys, keep pedaling. We'll check in with you a little bit later. Thank you for working hard and pedaling as fast as your hearts can get it out there. And oh my gosh, and I just heard a $100 donation just came in, apparently, Addie, in honor of you. Yeah, so here, I'll let you sit here on the inside of the couch. And we have a little bit of a pooch here. What a cutie. We want to introduce you to Tymina and her puppy. Thank you so much for joining us. But first, before we get into your, getting to see how you and your puppy are doing, we want to show you her story.
Yeah? You like that one? Good choice.
Maybe it's the entourage at PetSmart, but if 9-year-old Mia looks like a VIP to you, you're right.
She's been talking about this puppy for the last 2 years. She's always wanted one.
Who better than to make that dream come true than Make-A-Wish?
Your puppy, for you.
He's so cute. To understand Mia's smile, it helps to see this, her brave face. Mia has sickle cell anemia.
It's not something that's easy to watch, someone in a sickle crisis. It's very intense pain.
Nurse practitioner Tricia Vrooman's often by Mia's side. She connected Make-A-Wish with her brother's company, Puppy Spot.
Our whole mission is to place healthy puppies into happy homes.
For Josh and Trish, this mission is deeply personal. Their sister, Sarah, has a brain tumor and was one of Oregon's very first Make-A-Wish kids. 30 years ago, the nonprofit flew their whole family to Hawaii.
And so for about 30 years, I've been looking for an opportunity to give back, to do something for them.
Rocky here seems to be it.
You gonna be Rocky now?
Yeah.
That sounds like a great name.
Hi, Rocky.
This is just over the top amazing.
Sure, Rocky won't take away Mia's pain, but he'll help her get through it, as only this Boston Terrier's kindred spirit can.
Neat thing I just learned today is this puppy is cold a lot like her, and that's one of the side effects with her disease. She's always cold.
They'll keep each other warm now, and the hearts of everyone around them.
Oh, so cool. And again, Tymina is joining us here in studio with her pup. Thank you so much for joining us.
So first off, what is the name of this little guy here?
Rocky.
His name's Rocky. Super cool.
Yeah, and again, Addie, you just heard her ask that first question. She's our co-anchor right now and doing an amazing job, by the way.
Thank you.
And so, when you got Rocky, how did it make you feel, Tymina?
Happy.
Made you feel happy? Why?
Because I always wanted a dog.
You always wanted a dog? Absolutely. I can completely relate to that.
I know. And we heard a little bit about, you know, does he keep you warm? I mean, do you get cold sometimes? Yeah. Yeah? And how do you feel about Make-A-Wish?
They're pretty cool.
Yeah.
Because Make-A-Wish did make sure that you could get Rocky. I mean, that's pretty cool stuff. What does Rocky mean to you?
A lot.
Yeah?
A lot.
Do you have a nickname for him, or is it just Rocky?
It's just Rocky.
Just Rocky. How long have you had him now?
Since March, right? Yeah, I think.
Since
March? Wow.
Yeah. And Tymina has had this Boston Terrier, which is Rocky, to help her with sickle cell anemia. So, you know, we mentioned that she does get cold sometimes, so it's nice to have a bit of a cuddle buddy, especially when it's a pup as cute as Rocky. And, you know, Make-A-Wish makes this possible. So every single dollar that you donate goes toward a kid dealing with a critical illness to make their wish come true. For some, like Tymina, it is a puppy, having a puppy to cuddle with, like Rocky. For others, like Addie, it's like being involved in the rodeo.
Yes.
Yeah, and even co-anchoring. So there are so many opportunities to help kids in our community, whether that's here in Oregon or Southwest Washington, realize their dreams, see their wishes come true, especially when they're dealing with critical illnesses that make life so tough. And Addie, we've been talking about how people can donate.
Yes, so you can go online and go to kgw.com/wish, or you can call in at 1-800-934-WISH, 1-800-934-9474.
Yeah, and we're trying to go for $35,000, and we need your help to do it. You are making a difference with every single donation. We are now over $25,000. We're so close to our goal. Woo! So keep on donating. What you are giving is making a huge difference in the lives of kids here in Oregon and Southwest Washington. And to prove it to you, we went to OHSU to talk to doctors about, you know, the impact of these wishes, because apparently this can really increase the chances of survival for kids dealing with critical illnesses. This also inspires hope. I mean, if a kid is feeling low, something like a wish granted can bring a lot of joy, and in and of itself is a bit of medicine.
A child who is undergoing treatment for a life-threatening medical condition has so much of normal childhood taken away from them, so much of their decision-making ability, so much of their normal experiences with playmates and friends and siblings. It is so long and so arduous, it robs so many of the normal childhood experiences from a child and from their family.
As a physician, as a clinician, there is much that we can do. Sometimes we do everything we can do, sometimes we do too much. You run into a family that is out of control with their life. They have circumstances imposed upon them that they never would have signed up for or dreamed that they would be in that position.
In rare disease, sometimes I can't give a family a diagnosis. Sometimes I have no treatment even if I get the diagnosis, and I almost never have a cure. So what can I offer this family that I can't offer much to?
There are medications that we can provide, there are treatments that we can administer, and yet there are pieces missing from that can only be filled by the impact of a wish experience.
A wish is something that we as a community have said we're going to offer and show our support for a family that doesn't feel very supported sometimes by the medical community. And I think a wish is a really meaningful way that we connect with families that medicine doesn't have much else to offer to them.
I think for a lot of families it provides anything from respite, sometimes in the middle of care, sometimes it provides a reward at the end of treatment, sometimes it provides an oasis or an island where they can seek sort of normality.
A wish gives me the chance to give the family something from all of us as a community. It comes from the medical community, it comes from the whole population saying, your child's not forgotten.
The beauty of Make-A-Wish is it's incredibly simple. It is that intangible object that, quite honestly, I cannot order from the pharmacy. I cannot write a prescription for.
You see a child before they go on their wish, and when they come back with their family after the wish, it's often like seeing a totally different child.
You just see it in their faces, this idea of thinking outside their current moment in time.
It's an unsaid power that these experiences can give these kids. And you know, these are kids that are living longer. They're living better. They're having more fun in their life. And it all started with one experience, and that was their wish.
We don't need studies to show this, but now there are studies that are coming out. It just seems so intuitive, right? You have something to look forward to, and it makes you be more compliant with your treatment plan, so then it's going to impact your physical, your emotional, your psychological well-being.
It's interesting. The study from Israel, it's significant because it's one of the first studies that we've actually looked at regarding the outcome or the impact of a wish, looking at the medical aspect of the child. What it does show is that a child that has a wish, there is a measurable change in their outlook.
I think, personally, being involved with Make-A-Wish has made me a better physician and has made me think more critically about what I can do outside of just the medicine and just the surgeries and just the procedures to improve the quality of life of our patients and their families.
My favorite wish is the next one, and the one after that, and the next 10, and the next 100. Because, as with life, a wish has less to do with what has been and more to do with what's coming up.
Okay, so far, guys, a little over $25,474 already donated. Thank you to every single one of you who has donated money to Make-A-Wish, because your dollar will go far. These are going to basically help wishes be fulfilled in the future for kids here in Oregon and Southwest Washington dealing with critical illnesses. So you're making dreams come true. Just know that. KGW.com/wish is the website that you want to go to. Our goal is $35,000, and gosh, we are getting so close. So keep on going to our website, whether that's today or throughout the rest of the week for our KGW Wish Week. We want you to help kids in our area find a little bit of joy when they're going through such a tough time. You can also call 1-800-934-WISH, 1-800-934-WISH, and we're back here with We3. They're live here in studio, had an awesome performance a little bit earlier, and now they're performing on the bikes. So how are you feeling? It's been a little over 15 minutes, I think.
Yeah, a little over 15 minutes. It's a cool down, though. We're just getting a cool down going.
Okay, and how about you? Are you glistening yet?
I feel pretty good. A little tired, but good.
Okay, and this is all for a good cause. Bethany here is going to be jumping on one of these bikes a little bit later on. She's not getting out of this, but she's also doing it for a really good cause, because for every single mile they ride, $100 will go toward Make-A-Wish. That is from the Joseph E. Weston Public Foundation. Again, $25,000 donated so far. Amazing stuff from you guys out there in Facebook land, if you're watching via Facebook Live, or if you're watching just on our website. Thank you again for donating your money, because it is going to an amazing cause that is promoting joy in the lives of so many kids. Again, KGW.com/wish. 1-800-934-WISH is the website that you want to visit, or hey, do it the old school way, 1-800-934-WISH, 1-800-934-9474. Our goal, $35,000 for Make-A-Wish. Out here on the Make-A-Wish Wish-A-Thon couch, I'm joined here by some Alaska Airlines pilots. I love Alaska, by the way. Thank you for being here.
Well, thank you very much for having us.
Yeah, okay, so remind me of your names. Dave?
Dave, and I'm Rick.
Dave and Rick. Tell me a little bit about, and I'm not sure who wants to answer which question, so you can, you know.
I'll let him do it because he's my boss.
That's probably a good call. Okay, I respect it. Okay, so tell me a little bit about Alaska Airlines and the partnership with Make-A-Wish.
Well, absolutely. Alaska Airlines is not new to the industry. We've been around for 85 plus years. We've always been big in the Pacific Northwest. Now we're expanding across the country into Mexico, to the Hawaiian Islands, and we're getting all over the place, growing even more with the merger with Virgin America. And Virgin America, just like Alaska Airlines, has always had a very, very strong relationship with the communities that we serve. And one of our biggest and strongest partnerships is with Make-A-Wish in general, and Make-A-Wish Oregon in particular.
Yeah, and I heard something about Operation Hugo. Can you talk a little bit about what that was? I know that was a huge deal.
Yes, Operation Hugo Lift, we called it, was several months ago. We had a wish child here in the local area whose wish was to have a puppy. I believe it was a French Bulldog puppy, as a matter of fact. And the problem was the puppy was in Southern California, and the wish child was up here in the Pacific Northwest. And we needed to get the two together up here in Portland as soon as we could. So we were able to mobilize forces. Captain Rick here helped us with that operation a bit. I believe there's a picture showing of
my gosh.
Hugo. There's Hugo on the airplane getting ready to leave Los Angeles and come up here to Portland.
He totally disrupted all flight operations that day because everybody wanted to see him.
The airplane, the airport, the operation had to stop so everybody could pet Hugo. But we did get him on the airplane. We did get him up to Portland and get him to his wish child successfully, and all ended well.
Wow, you guys are some amazing pilots. And I know, Captain Rick over here kind of diverted and said, hey, no, I'm going to let my boss handle everything. But Captain Rick, how does it make you feel that you are involved in helping make wishes come true, that Alaska is helping these kids that are going through such a tough time in their lives find a little joy?
I'll tell you, it's such an incredible opportunity to work for a company like Alaska that gets so involved with these types of things. They give me the opportunity to do things I never would otherwise be able to do. We'll take families out to the airport. Oftentimes we'll find a family has got a wish, they're going to travel, but one or two of the members of the family has got nervousness when it comes to flying. And so what I'll do is I'll come out to the airport, I'll meet with them on a Saturday, we'll show them around the airport, we'll actually take them on board the plane and find where their seats are going to be. I'll take them into the cockpit. We get one of the airplanes that's sitting there before flight, and get a chance to show them around.
Oh, look at that, like that, right?
Exactly like that. Just, in fact, one of them, we even got up in the control tower for some of the older kids, and just an outstanding experience. And I've heard back from some of these families, they had just incredible time, enjoyed the flight, and they now know that they're in a position where they can travel again and go out and see family members.
Wow, that is amazing. Okay, well, thank you so much for your partnership with Make-A-Wish. I know it means a lot to the organization, to these families, to the kids, especially when I saw those kids in the cockpit with one of your, captain's hats on. I'm sure that's fun for them and you to be involved in something like that.
We have a blast with it. We really enjoy it.
And we absolutely, it's as fulfilling, and we get as much out of it as anybody does. We love to do it. We love to represent Alaska Airlines and Make-A-Wish out here and help these families out every way we can.
Yeah, and speaking of helping these families and kids out in our area as much as possible, we've got so much help enlisted. That includes our folks on the bikes. Let's see here. Let me look over. I think Bethany is now on the bike, and we're talking about these bike riders. They are riding as hard as they can because they're trying to make as much money for Make-A-Wish as possible, because every single mile ridden means $100 from the Joseph E. Weston Public Foundation. Thank you guys for getting on the bicycles and riding. How long have you been riding now?
Like a minute?
Okay. Okay, hasn't been that long.
And we're probably breathing harder than we should be after a minute.
No judgment. No judgment. And hey, it looks like we're in, let's see, what city are we in? Times Square. Times Square. Okay. Have you guys ever, I mean, I don't know if you, I feel like you've been to Times Square after America's Got Talent. In high school. Okay. Okay. And what about you?
I have.
Okay. And remind me your name.
Meredith.
Meredith.
Yes.
Okay. And are you a volunteer?
I work for Make-A-Wish. I'm the Events and Development Coordinator.
Okay, well, thank you for being here as well. Okay, so again, these Schwinn bikes donated by Nautilus Cares, and every single mile makes money for Make-A-Wish. Again, you can go to kgw.com/wish. So far, $26,474, if you can believe it, donated already. This is amazing. Every single dollar counts. So thank you to every single person out there who has taken their time out of their day to make sure they make a difference in a kid's life. Again, $35,000 is our goal. So Make-A-Wish has been operating since 1983. They fulfilled more than 4,000 wishes so far. In just 2018 alone, I think it was a record year, like 260 wishes, I think, fulfilled. So take a look at their beginnings.
I don't think there was any way that any of us could vision how this was going to spread, how this was going to just take off in all directions. It's not just United States, it's worldwide.
It was a culmination of a whole lot of different people's ideas coming together. And it came together amazingly well.
I don't know what the impact is, but I have an idea. There's a few thousand people who over 35 years have impacted millions. Millions.
In 1972, I gave birth to Christopher. He was 4 pounds, 7 ounces. The nurse brought him to me and said, "Don't get attached, he won't live." And I said, "Yes, he will." I knew he would never grow up. I knew that just by holding him, looking at him. So I made every day count. Chris was my little buddy. He really was. We were planning on coming back to Phoenix for a visit, and along in mid-Texas, I noticed Chris he wasn't himself. Something is just not right. We took him right in. The doctor did a little pinprick on Chris and came back a short time later and said he has leukemia. The poor doctor just looked at me and looked at my brother and my mother and wrote down an address, St. Joseph's Hospital, and said, "Go there, they're waiting for you." I made a vow that night to even be, they say, a better mother, to even have more fun with him. We just kind of went from there. We really did, day by day, week by week, whatever we needed to do. Community college class, I'd met a lady by the name of Kay Austin. Her husband happened to be a U.S. Customs agent, which I didn't know. And she says, "You know what? Come on over to my house. We'll study together. Maybe I can help."
As we got into our studying, the front door opened and there was Tommy. And Chris jumped up with more energy than he had had the whole time he had been there. And I think he told Tommy you're under arrest or freeze or something.
Turned over and he said, "Freeze." I'm a police officer, so I froze. He got off the couch and he carefully searched my front pockets, and he was satisfied I was clean. He holstered his weapon. He stuck out his hand and he said, "Hi, I'm Chris." And from that moment on, we were buds. We were best friends. We were pals.
We absolutely loved having them be a part of our family. And Tommy began to talk to Lynn at that time about doing something special for Chris.
Ron Cox and Mike Stevens from DPS and I were together.
Tommy started telling all of us the story about Chris. So there was a lot of tears shed that night. And Tommy said that, well, some of you guys, any of you offered to help out when the time comes. I said, "You bet, I will."
In mid-April, Chris had gone out of remission and it was coming very close to the end. And I made a phone call, but to Tom Austin. And I said, Tom, if there's any way possible to make that promise come true, now is the time. Tom got on the phone to Ronnie Cox, said, Ronnie, it's time.
I said, hey, do you think we can give this guy, this young man, a show and tell around the helicopter? And his answer was, oh no, we'll give him a ride in it.
I called Chris on Friday, and hello, very weak drawings, very weak. I said, Chris, how would you like to have a ride on a real police helicopter Monday morning? Instantaneous, that voice changed. Oh, Tom, you're joking, you're joking.
Well, somebody notified the news people, so they're going to be filming. I thought, you know, this is starting to get a little over my head, and I think our director may want to hear this before he sees it on the news. So I called Alan Schmidt, and I said, Alan, here's what I've done.
And I said, yeah, we can do that, and we'll tour him around and all that.
And Ron says, I was introduced to this little boy named Chris, 7 years old, and we're going to do something special for Chris today. And I would like you to be standing by with your motorcycle.
6 o'clock Monday morning, the phone rang. Hello. Hi, Tom, this is Chris. You hadn't forgotten, have you? I said, no, I hadn't forgotten. Well, I went over there about 20 minutes till 8, and he was already out in the driveway. And I wish you could have seen the look on his face when I drove up. He knew it was real. A smile from ear to ear.
I got there and set up the motorcycle at our headquarters building just as the helicopter was coming in.
He was given a ride in a real Ranger helicopter. They landed at the Department of Public Safety. From there, we went over to Colonel Schaefer's office.
He walks around, high fives everybody, introduces himself.
We stood him up on my desk, and I swore him in, handed him that certificate, and pinned the badge on his coat.
It was wonderful. Chris was such a proud little boy. I mean, to him, with that badge, the hat, everything, he was a policeman. He really was. This was something that I was totally helpless to do, but Tom had pulled it off with the help of Ronnie and help of all of the DPS officers. On May 2nd, he said, Mommy, I'm not feeling real good. On May 3rd, he passed away, just that quick. There was a unity born with these officers and what they did.
We had lost a fellow officer, we meaning Arizona Highway Patrol. I was called into the commander's office, and he said, we have learned that Chris is going to be buried in a little town called Kewanee, Illinois. He said, I would like you and another motorcycle officer to go back and give Chris a full police funeral.
When Scott and Frank came back from the burial and the memorial for Chris in Illinois, we were talking and I was asking Frank and Scott, how did this come about? How did it all go? And we were just chatting and they were telling me how it went. And we all said basically at the same time, there's more children out there. Why don't we go find them?
I love the idea of it, and I love what it brought those families.
I've often said it was just a snowball effect. And a snowball rolling down here, hill, it kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Make-A-Wish is not mine or anybody else's. Make-A-Wish is a thing. I truly believe in the power that made this happen.
I think there are a lot of people that can't even imagine how small it was and how little money there was.
So to sit here and say, happy birthday, Make-A-Wish, you are now 35 years old, tells me that the original founders and the original board members and all those long nights, it was all worth it.
We happened to hit on the most universal emotion there is. It's totally universal. There's no language boundaries, no country boundaries, no philosophy, no attitude, no political boundaries. It's universal. The people who are there today, 35 years later, carry that torch, same rules, same all kinds of same things that we set up when we sat down and said, how are we going to do this thing?
Okay, again, kgw.com/wish is the website to donate at. $28,474 donated. Thank you so much to every single one of you that has decided to donate, because you are donating to an amazing cause, making a difference in so many kids' lives here in Oregon and Southwest Washington dealing with a critical illness. We3 has been live in studio this evening for our Facebook Live segment. They performed. You guys were amazing, by the way, amazing. And not only were they amazing performance-wise when they were singing and playing their instruments, but they've been amazing performing on these bikes donated by Nautilus Cares. Okay, first off, how are you feeling? You've been on this thing for like more than 15 minutes.
Yeah, I'm feeling good. No, I'm feeling good.
Okay.
Hitting my stride.
Hitting her stride now. See, it's like running. Oh, there goes the timer. How are you feeling?
I feel good.
Okay. Okay. See, it's like running. It's like you hit that point and you're like, okay, I could do this forever, right?
Exactly.
Okay. And you know what? This is not the end for you guys. You're here spending time with us, making a difference, really promoting Make-A-Wish. But tomorrow you're back at KGW.
Yeah, we'll be tomorrow night tonight with Cassidy at about 7 p.m.
Okay, so look forward to seeing you then. And you guys are performing another song, right?
We are, another original.
Another original, guys. Okay, well, thank you again for joining us for our Wish-A-Thon. You guys are making a difference, especially since you're pedaling, you know, so hard. You've probably gone at least 300 miles. So obviously, yeah. So again, thank you so much. If you would like to help donate, kgw.com/wish is the website to go to already. We have made so much money, thousands of dollars. Our goal, $35,000, and you can help us reach it. Just please go to our website, kgw.com/donate, or hey, do it the old-fashioned way. Pick up your phone, 1-800-934-WISH. That's 1-800-934-WISH. That's 9474. And now we're going to toss it over to our interview that we talked to Shawn Hathaway with Mattress World Northwest a little bit ago. Take a listen to what he said about why he thought it was really important to get involved with Make-A-Wish. And Shawn Hathaway, by the way, if you're wondering who this is, good morning. Mattress World Northwest, you are the title sponsor. You have partnered with Make-A-Wish this year. Tell me why you've decided, okay, we're going to do this.
Well, it's our second year, and we love this organization. Mattress World Northwest family loves helping kids, and these kids have critical illnesses, and we want to do anything we can to help out.
And so I assume you've been there for, or at least seen, when a kid gets their wish granted, whether that's through a story or, you know, some people have seen it with their own eyes, which that's amazing when you get to see that. How does it make you feel just inside as a human being, knowing that you're involved in helping grant a wish for a kid who's dealing with so much in their lives?
Well, you can only feel awesome. And I've never seen a wish in person, but you go to their website, you can read through the stories, you can see the videos. When a kid gets his wish granted, it's transforming, so it's really hard to not cry when you're watching what you might think is a silly little video, but it's amazing, and you can see in the kids' faces, the family in their faces, that this is an awesome experience for all of them.
Yeah, and it's good to mention also that these are local kids. So when you go online to kgw.com/wish to donate, or if you click that little button on the Facebook Live feed, the money that we're raising today goes to grant wishes for kids right here in Oregon, for kids in Southwest Washington. So the money stays local to help kids and their families get that boost that so many doctors say really helps them increase their chances for survival. And Mattress World Northwest, you guys are doing something big. From what I understand, there's a little bit of a surprise.
Well, we'd like to donate $3,000.
Oh!
Yeah, high five.
Yes,
All right.
that's so awesome.
Yeah.
$3,000.
And we'd like to challenge anybody who's got a business out there in Oregon. It's Make-A-Wish Oregon to donate $3,000 or make our donation look silly. You know, donate way more.
Okay.
Go for
it. Totally. Donate way more. And I think we have some pictures of you and your child, right?
Okay.
Let's see here. Oh,
yeah.
I guess, and tell me a little
my
bit.
wife.
And your wife, exactly. And tell me a little bit about your little guy.
So Ross, he's 16 now. That's him when he was super young and cute, but he's going to Lincoln High School now, but he's got a genetic disease, cystic fibrosis. And it's kind of a challenge for the whole family, and especially for him. He's got a tough day every single day, and we're very proud of him. But he, being hooked up with Make-A-Wish as a sponsor, they prodded us, and I kind of talked to Ross, and now he has asked for a wish. And so this year they're going to work on granting him a wish.
Wow, what's his wish?
He wants to meet Post Malone and visit YouTube sensation Vape Nation.
Wow. Okay, so we're going to have to keep tabs on his wish and when that's
Exactly.
going to get fulfilled.
Yeah.
Okay, Sean, thank you so much. Okay, and we're taking a peek over where our bicycles are. And hey, there you see him, Captain Rick and Captain Dave taking a ride through the country. Hope you're enjoying your small vacation. Every single mile they ride means $100 for Make-A-Wish. This is amazing, and we keep on talking about this. The Joseph E. Weston Public Foundation, they are matching all donations throughout today. So, captains, keep riding those bicycles, and we'll check in with you a little bit later. Back here in another part of the studio, we're joined by Star Wars Oregon. Sarah, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Okay, and you guys are very involved, right, with Make-A-Wish?
We are. We try to support them in any way that we can, usually somewhere between 10 and 12 different events per year. Everything from doing airport send-offs to Make-A-Wish reveal parties to fundraisers and telethons.
Wow. Okay, and how does it make you feel? I mean, I'm sure you've seen them. You've seen the outcome. You've seen the wish being granted at that moment. Can you describe the look on these kids' faces?
Well, that's the reason that we do this. There's nothing better than to see an excited child and know that things that they really want for themselves when they're having such a hard time with what's going on in their lives, just seeing the smile on their face. I mean, that's why we do it.
And what is your goal? I mean, obviously, you know, to put that child in a joyous state, to put that smile on their face. Do you guys have a specific goal when you're working with Make-A-Wish?
Really, we're there to support them in any way we can. We attend events in hopes of raising money for their charity. The more money that we raise, the more wishes are granted.
Absolutely.
The more impact that we can have on our community.
Okay, introduce me to Star Wars Oregon. We have a bunch of people back here standing right behind us. Some of them are a little bit creepy, not gonna lie.
Boba Fett is not creepy.
Boba Fett's a little, I'm sorry, Boba. Like, you can be a little creepy. Okay, so let's go down the line. We've got a trooper here.
Our stormtrooper, one of our amazing Jedi.
Yes.
We have Boba Fett, obviously, and then one of our Resistance pilots.
And I mean, I know that you guys aren't mic'd up or anything, but how many, just by a show of hands, how many of you have been involved in a Make-A-Wish event? Okay, so all of Star Wars Oregon here, really getting involved.
Yeah, we just try to do whatever we can to help support this amazing organization. That's what Star Wars Oregon is all about, is bringing awareness to causes, raising money for charity, and bringing smiles to people's faces.
Okay, and this is why we're all here today for the KGW Wish-A-Thon. We're all here to support Make-A-Wish, to make sure that in the future this amazing organization can continue to grant wishes, because these wishes change lives. I mean, especially when a kid is going through something they should not even be going through. something like this, meeting a stormtrooper, meeting a Jedi, meeting Boba Fett, meeting a pilot, can really brighten a child's day. And if you can make a difference in the life of a child here in Oregon or Southwest Washington with a bit of a donation, why not? I mean, if you can skip out on 5 coffees, you know, $25.
Every little bit helps. It all goes towards the main goal of bringing these wishes to these amazing children.
Yeah, and speaking of these amazing children, we want to introduce you to Benny. He's a Wish child, and he really wanted to visit a dude ranch and get his cowboy on. So let's take a look.
He is a very energetic, all-around happy kid, you know.
Benny, you happy to be out?
There's issues at times because of the Down syndrome and the leukemia.
Going home? You gonna see your puppy dog?
Ben was diagnosed with ALL September 2013.
He's really almost just, he's like any other kid. He just has more struggles in certain areas than other kids. Speech is one of them, of course. You know, he's not nonverbal, but he's not all the way there. And with the cancer, that was probably one of the big struggles that we saw, because he took some steps back in his speech.
It's not just the chemos, it's getting the OT and the speech therapies and all the stuff that the chemo did. Yeah. And is still kind of doing. And when he first got diagnosed, he stopped walking for about 45 days because he had dropped foot so bad. It just completely took away a lot of self-confidence that he had. You're just like thinking, you know, how are we gonna pay the mortgage? How are we gonna do this? How are we, you know, like, and then you just kind of get to the point and you're just like, I don't freaking care. I just want my kid, and he's doing better every day. And I think that was a really great starting point, was at the Make-A-Wish at the ranch. You know.
Hey, Benny.
All right, coming in on Santa Fe, riding hard, that's going to be Ben.
The reason we kind of picked the Dude Ranch was because he's been doing the special needs Rascal Rodeo for 5 years.
Go, Benny!
He was like the first one on the horses and the last one off the
horses.
Probably one of my favorite things was seeing Benny ride. I mean, because he was riding independently and he was going 2,000 feet up. I mean, it wasn't just like in a little circle or whatever. I mean, he was going up hills and over rivers.
Things mom shouldn't see.
See, there was a couple times I turned around. I'm like, no, I don't need to look at that.
Have fun, okay? Be good? All right. Giddy up, cowboy.
To go to the ranch and to, you know, to see that, you know, to do the different things and the motivations of what he gets to do next, and it just kind of pushed him a little bit more too.
It's hard, but to see everything get taken away, it's so nice to, you know, even though I know he can do it, he didn't know. And so getting that self-confidence back is just, for the ranch, has just been amazing.
That's my boy.
Look at that. For Ben, it was nice to have, you know, to be able to spend that much time with his brother, of course.
It was really good. And plus, you know, that first year of Ben's diagnosis and all the chemo, we had to keep them away from each other so much.
The thing about me and Ben is that he brings out the kid in me. So I think that's how we kind of bond, is that I just act like a kid because he's still a kid. He's my little brother and I would do anything for him.
You know, to see them grow up and him teaching things and them both to still act like brothers, fight like brothers, but to be able to spend that time together and just bond that much more, you could see it in Nick. It was amazing. They do a rodeo at the end of the of the week, and where everybody gets to do barrel racing, and you get to go between some poles, and it's just kind of pulling everything together that everybody's learned. And so his wrangler Patrick let him lead his horse back to the barn, and just watching him, just the smile on his face and being able to do that, it was just...
And how comfortable he was.
Yeah, and comfortable and natural it was with it. It was great.
I'm just like so proud of him and how well he did with it. And, so happy he got to experience it, because it's something we wouldn't have been able to do. And he just, you know, just to watch him bloom so much during that time, it means everything.
Mm-hmm.
Say, thank
you,
you,
Make-A-Wish.
Say thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, again, we want to say kgw.com/wish. That is the website where you can donate. And Captain Rick, Captain Dave, we're a little bit higher than your 35,000 feet that you usually fly at, right?
I think we're in trouble.
Okay, now we're in the cosmos. How are you feeling bicycling in the cosmos?
I'm getting a little light-winded at the altitude, but we're holding up okay.
Okay, I feel like being at 35,000 feet consistently might help you guys, you know, power through and continue pedaling. And it is important that these two Alaska Airlines captains continue to pedal, because the more miles you get on these bicycles, the better. We'll get $100 donated to Make-A-Wish, thanks to every single mile you pedal, and that's thanks to the Joseph E. Weston Public Foundation. So keep at it. We admire your courage in bicycling here in the cosmos. $35,000 is what we're looking for, so please go online to kgw.com, donate. You are donating to an amazing cause that really makes a difference in so many kids' lives. So far, $29,374 donated. Again, $35,000 is our goal, and we're getting so close. Every single dollar counts, and that money is staying local. So for kids here in Oregon and Southwest Washington dealing with critical illnesses that really need a boost of joy in their lives. Right now, we want to introduce you to a little girl named Greta. Her wish was to have her very own bake shop.
It's a great spot for them to play out of the sun.
Are you going to get me some cupcakes?
Greta's had radiation, so she shouldn't be in the sun for too long. They go in there and they play for hours.
What are they? Cupcakes. What flavors do you have here?
Vanilla.
3-year-old Greta and her 5-year-old sister Charlotte
It's that many dollars.
play make-believe.
That many dollars?
Courtesy of Make-A-Wish.
They like that independence and sort of a spot that's just theirs.
Do I get 2 cupcakes?
Yeah.
Wow.
Greta was diagnosed with infant leukemia at just 3.5 months. Her big sister was her bone marrow donor.
She relapsed when she was about 13 months old, and then we went up to Seattle Children's for a treatment up there, which has worked. And so she's been in remission now for, it'll be 2 years in August, so that's an excellent sign.
Careful, careful, no!
The playhouse serving the imaginary sweets was served up by a team of volunteers from Anderson Construction.
I think they were here for about 12 hours putting this together, building this, setting the foundation, and decorating.
A carpenter created the personal sign as a finishing touch. His wife sewed curtains and matching aprons for the sisters.
They thought of everything.
The faux cash and wooden cupcakes aren't the only ingredients stirring up fun. In just a week, the sisters have cooked up many a tasty plot in their brand new playhouse.
The other day it was a pirate ship, and there were giants coming in and dinosaurs out here, so they both have really great imaginations.
Are you hiding cupcakes from us? No. Just keeping them safe, huh?
A wish really sparks hope in a child. You know, in Greta's case, we knew right from the get-go that this was a wish from her heart, and it's something that she was going to enjoy.
Okay, so already $29,374 donated. on our KGW page. KGW's Wish-A-Thon, gosh, it is becoming such a success. Our goal is $35,000 donated to Make-A-Wish during their 35th anniversary. So it all goes to an amazing cause. Every single dollar counts. This money is going toward local kids here in Oregon and Southwest Washington dealing with critical illnesses. And they're at really low points in their lives. Many of them are going through tough times that they should not have to be going through, but are being forced to go through. So if any of us can dig deep and even give 20 bucks, $25, why not? Especially when you're going to be injecting so much joy into the lives of these kids. Again, our goal, $35,000. You can help us reach it by going to kgw.com/wish. Another way is the old school way, and that's fine too. Pick up the phone, 1-800-934-WISH. That's 1-800-934-WISH. And out here on the KGW Wish-A-Thon couch, I have some beautiful drag queens with me. Thank you for joining us.
So kind of you. Thank you. It's good to be here.
And it's Bolivia Carmichael's,
That's
right?
correct.
And
Bolivia Carmichael's.
Flawless?
Flawless Shade.
Flawless Shade. Yes. Okay. And whoever wants to answer first, how do you feel about, you know, you're here for Make-A-Wish. So what made you decide, hey, you know what, I want to be a part of this?
Well, this is my first year taking part in Make-A-Wish Foundation, and I'm very excited to be asked to do this and very honored. I would say that my entire life's career has been about lifting people up and you know, helping them feel better about their daily lives, and sometimes, you know, just making people feel better, you know, putting a smile on people's faces. And that's what I'm here to do.
Absolutely. And Flawless Shade, I mean, you've seen a couple of stories already. You guys were kind of waiting for your turn to come up. You saw some of our Wish recipients, maybe some of the story where Greta just wanted a bake shop, and she's just this little kid, and you know, they're going through such a tough time. So when you see these stories, how does it make you feel?
I love that it provides magic and hope to those that are in need, and they have so much going on in their lives with health and personal reasons that I think the best medicine is positive energy. And that's the one thing I love that Make-A-Wish does, is it provides smiles on everyone's faces, like Olivia said. So I'm very hopeful and excited for Make-A-Wish.
Yeah, and you guys are all about, it seems, you know, lifting people up, especially, you know, in terms of drag. I don't think a lot of people realize it, but it's about performance. It's about...
Oh, completely. That's exactly what it's about. It's all about having fun, opening your horizons and opening your mind, and I mean, we've all spent time in our bedrooms singing along or mouthing the words to people's music and dancing around our bedrooms. We get to do this in real life, and people come and watch, and they're excited to watch.
Yeah, it puts a smile on people's faces. Yeah. And we want to actually go over to our bicycle wall. This is where some of our other drag queens that are in studio are. What they're doing is they are making a difference just by hopping on those bicycles. And ladies, give me a thumbs up if you're feeling good. Give me a thumbs up. Okay, awesome. They're doing well over there, and what they're doing is for every single mile they ride, it's $100 donated by the Joseph E. Weston Public Foundation. So ladies, keep riding, and I know Ananya, she's in the middle there cheering her fellow drag queens on.
Girl, yes,
making a difference. So we have so many different community members who have come through our studios today, making a difference, supporting Make-A-Wish, supporting the wishes that they grant for these kids with critical illnesses, because as you just heard, it is all about positivity, lifting these kids up and putting a smile on their faces. Again, go to kgw.com/wish. And, you know, meanwhile, while we're all talking, they're going to be pedaling in their high heels, which I don't know how you guys are doing it, but you're doing it well. So keep on pedaling.
Go, girl, go.
Okay, so now we're going to introduce you to a man with Joseph E. Weston Public Foundation. They're the ones who've been matching dollar for dollar all the donations today. Take a listen to why they think it is so important to be involved with an organization like Make-A-Wish. Here joining me now, Dave Rianda from the Joseph E. Weston Public Foundation. Thank you so much for being here this morning with us.
It's a pleasure to be here and to represent the foundation. Joe Weston does a lot of good things for our community, and I know he's excited about helping Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Yeah, and the foundation has been amazing because all day today, the foundation has said it will match all the donations, and they keep rolling in. So please know that your donation is going to go the extra mile, because the Joseph E. Weston Foundation, Public Foundation, has decided, hey, we're going to match. And you guys, I mean, what made you decide we are getting involved with Make-A-Wish?
Joe Weston has quite an interest in serving children and children's needs, and particularly the critically ill children, and this has been one of his organizations that he's supported for a number of years. I think he's given probably $150,000 over the years. There will be another gift this year, but it's for a good cause, and I'm like to say thank you, KGW, for taking the time to do this. It's really important for the community to learn more about the program. It's a good one. Joe really likes to fund children's programs, but he likes to also help the homeless, people in need, disadvantaged, and he started his foundation in 1991. And it's now located with the Oregon Community Foundation, and last year gifts were given over $8 million to 470 organizations.
In Oregon?
In Oregon, primarily Oregon, right,
wow.
Right.
That is amazing.
He's a good man. He's a very humble man. He realizes that with his wealth, he needs to share that. And so he sat with the foundation, and it's great to be here for Make-A-Wish.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, with the Joseph E. Weston Public Foundation, so much money going towards such a great cause, fulfilling the wishes of kids with critical illnesses. They're dealing with so much already in their lives that they really shouldn't have to deal with as kids. But granting these wishes gives them a little boost of joy, and the foundation helps with that. So thank you so much for being involved. One of our big sponsors here, matching the donations today. So please continue to donate. You can make a difference. Okay, so we are almost at $30,000. Help us reach our goal. Every single dollar that you donate makes a difference. You are making a difference when you dig deep and you donate. I mean, honestly, a latte, if you skip a latte every day, that's like $25. And so why not, if you can make a difference in the lives of kids in our area? Again, our goal is $35,000. We are just at about $30,000. We are almost there. We want you to help us reach our goal. KGW.com/wish is the website to visit, not only for the stories that we're introducing to you here on our Facebook live feed, but also for a way to donate. And like I said, this money stays local for kids in our area, which is Oregon and Southwest Washington. You can also do it the old school way. We keep on mentioning it just in case. 1-800-934-WISH. That's 1-800-934-WISH, which is 9474. Next, we want to introduce you to a little girl named Poppy. And what she wanted was a playhouse that was totally decked out.
Poppy is a great big bright light. She is the absolute joy of everyone who knows her their whole life. You would never even think that her life has been as difficult as it has been. There's a lot that it affects in her body. Her skull was fused at birth along with her fingers and toes, and so she's had multiple surgeries and just a lot of medical anomalies and illnesses, and you know, and there's many more surgeries and things in the future. Then it's just been this amazing process of watching her wish come true. As it would take shape, like at first it was a stage and she would get up there and like perform on it, and you know, then it had walls, and you know, then it had little cutouts for windows, and she would go and decorate the windows. And so just kind of like every day she would go out there, and it's been so awesome to have Mark from Mini Mansions and Justin here. They've just really like made the process super fun to watch. She hasn't been able to see the inside for like a couple weeks now. She was having a hard time controlling herself.
And I wanted to say, the suspense is really telling me.
She just was like like, I can't believe there's a big reveal today and I get to see inside and my wish is coming true, and seeing all these cars and all these volunteers and all these people who helped, you know, make her wish come true, and like all of the different layers that went into granting this wish it was pretty magical. There was pancakes and there was ice cream and there were chocolate chips, and then all of a sudden she was cutting the ribbon, and then I, you know, saw her walk in, and then I just heard her squeal. And so I went around to the front window, and I mean, it was just absolute elation. Her wish really has come true. Like, this thing that has been something that she talked about for years now is like, it's tangible, it's right there.
And I finally had the chance to come inside. There was the curtains, and this is my bunk bed. And over here, there's couch potatoes and a big dollhouse. It's so amazing.
Now she has a place where we can camp, and her, you know, we can have her medical equipment there, and she can, you know, have the camping experience. It's, I don't know, there aren't words. Knowing that that's there and that that will always be there for her, and that she has not only that, but the memory of all of these people coming together and doing that for her is, it's just, it's magic.
An amazing story, and Mark Deering is joining me now. He is with Mini Mansions. You helped build, you built Poppy's dream home, and from what I understand, I mean, that had such an impact on you, and now you're trying to make sure future wishes are fulfilled, right?
You know, it was a huge impact, just seeing it, you know, not only start, you know, from the beginning to end, but seeing Poppy's joy and that squeal when she walked in, and I mean, that made everything worthwhile. When I saw that, you know, just with the circumstances of having this mini mansion I was trying to sell, it just kind of worked out to see if I could, you know, contribute to help future wishes. So.
Okay, and tell me a little bit about this mini mansion that you've decided to help grant future wishes. People can, I think, bid on this, so give me the rundown, kind of tour me through.
You know, very high-end stainless steel appliances, quartz countertops, you know, everything that you'd expect in a high-end home, just a little mini, you know, just smaller, full bedroom, full bathroom. So everything that you'd expect without making too many compromises. Very high-end, and with the background I have growing up with my dad doing high-end cabinets and woodworking, I kind of, when Mini Mansions was started, I tried to take that high-end concept into the tiny house industry, and that's how Mini Mansion started.
And
so
look at that. That is a nice place, and I feel like this is very trendy right now. A lot of people loving the tiny homes because, I mean, it's such a small space. You can serve water. I mean, you don't waste much.
Yeah, they're very very efficient. LED lighting. Also with, you know, the housing crunch right now, with how much a house costs. I'm trying to create something where people can still have a very livable, realistic, high-end house, something that they would be proud of, but not have to spend $400,000 or $500,000.
Wow, and how much does that, like, how much time does that take you to make? I mean, how much time did you put into this mini mansion?
You know, each mini mansion, it takes about 2 months, to build, and depending, you know, how fancy you want them, you know, 2 to 3 months to build.
Okay,
so,
yeah, and this one has the hookup for a couple TV screens. I mean,
Yep.
it is fully loaded.
Yep, you're not going to miss any TV, any of your sports. Yeah, 2 flat screens, dishwasher, washer, dryer.
Wow.
Everything you know, expect in a full house, just just a little smaller.
So how much are we talking? Does the bidding start, from what I understand, at $50,000?
Yeah, the bidding starts at $50,000. Anything raised over $50,000, half goes to Make-A-Wish.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, right now it's down at Lovejoy Real Estate on, I believe, 14th and Johnson down in the Pearl District. I'm getting kind of all jazzed and spruced up for First Thursday tomorrow. But yeah, trying to get a lot of buzz around it, trying to get people to come take a look at it. But yeah, auction starts at $50,000, and anything over that, I'm giving half to Make-A-Wish. So you know, that's the goal, is to raise some money, grant some future wishes, and just have some fun with it.
I'm wearing a cincher too.
Okay, kgw.com/wish is where you can find more information on that. Meantime, I'm here with these fabulous queens as we ride through a city. I don't know what city we're in right now, but everyone's looking fabulous. Ooh, apparently we're in New York.
New York.
Okay, yeah, Times Square right now.
Yes, we made it.
We made it, right? You've been pedaling, and somehow we ended up in New York. Okay, so Flawless Shade, you've been pedaling here for a little while. You have got like a direct line of sight with the fan. How are you feeling?
I'm just channeling my inner Beyonce right now. Yeah. It's for a good cause right here. I'm losing weight at it.
Yeah, and you got some shoes there.
I do. They're 5 inches. It's okay. It's
At
worth
least,
it.
yeah, I was gonna say you're clearing the ground though, so that's good.
Yes.
And Bolivia Carmichael's, you're totally dressed for this. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I knew I was going to be working out, so I wore tennis shoes. I just wanted to say real quick that the bum on this seat is so nice. It's cushioned.
Okay, speaking of which, these are pretty sweet rides. They're Schwinn's, and they were donated by Nautilus Cares for this purpose, to raise money for Make-A-Wish. And these queens have been here trying to help us make money for Make-A-Wish for such a good cause. So keep pedaling, because the more you pedal, the faster you pedal, the more mileage you get on these bikes.
Come on, how fast you going, Flawless?
Oh,
let's help these kids out.
You pedal smart, not hard, okay?
Oh, nice heels. Nice heels.
Okay, so we got a little healthy competition going here, which is good, because the more miles they pedal, each mile, keep on going. I say keep on going. Each mile they pedal is $100 to Make-A-Wish, thanks to the Joseph E. Weston Public Foundation. Yes, we're at almost $30,000 donated so far, and this is so exciting. And apparently 1,000 was just donated, so thank you to whoever donated that. Keep those donations coming, because you are making a difference in the lives of kids in our area. These queens know it. We know it here at KGW. Keep donating, because that dollar will go a long way. Go to kgw.com/wish. Our goal is $35,000, and gosh, are we getting so close. Help us get to that goal. Help the kids in our area. Make sure that they get their wishes granted, because they are dealing with some critical illnesses that they should not have to be dealing with. So let's put a little joy in their lives. Right now, we want to introduce you to Gordon. He's a 12-year-old, and his wish is to meet the Seahawks.
Come on, Gordon.
Okay, so we're here on the Wish-A-Thon couch, thanks to our Make-A-Wish partners to really, we're talking about Gordon, because we just watched a video of him meeting the Seahawks. Gordon, what was that like?
It was cool, because I never would think that I could see them in person, and seeing them on TV was just great enough until I heard that I could meet them.
Okay, so who was your favorite Hawks player?
Mine was Russell Wilson.
Okay. And what was that like, meeting Russell Wilson?
It was cool. He was really nice. He was way taller than he looked on TV. And yeah.
Okay, and tell me a little bit about what you're dealing with, congenital heart disease. What is it that you have to do? And at the time of your wish, were you going into the hospital a lot, or?
Yeah, my mom told me I was born, and I was in the hospital for the beginning of my life, and I don't really know the rest, but yeah.
Okay, do you remember, I mean, obviously you remember getting to meet the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Do you remember what it was like during that time? Was it hard at all? Kind of, I don't
No,
know.
I don't really remember.
Hmm.
I was like months old.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I see. You were really young, but you
Yeah.
do remember the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Okay, and the fact that you got your wish granted by Make-A-Wish, how does it make you feel that you were one of the fortunate ones to have your wish granted?
It was good because I really was waiting, and I was hoping that it would happen, and I was just waiting, practicing football, watching their games and stuff, and then I waited till it was my turn.
Yeah, yeah. Do you want to be a football player?
I would like to. I'm thinking of being a kicker.
Okay.
Because I really like kicking and stuff, so yeah.
And tell people out there what it meant to you that you got this wish granted. I mean, there are probably a lot of people out there thinking about donating. They're watching this. Why should they donate?
Just because of them donating, I got to get my wish granted. So I don't want to be the only one that gets my wish granted. So I want other people to feel what it's like to have like whatever their wish to come true.
And how did it make you feel? Were you feeling joyous? Like, describe in that moment.
I was really happy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really happy?
Uh-huh.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Gordon. And hey, that's pretty amazing that you were able to meet the Seahawks. I think a lot of us really wish that we could meet the Seahawks like you did. Did you learn anything, by the way? Did you learn like a special throw or a play?
No, I just played catch with them.
Okay.
Yeah.
You actually got to go out in the field. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, Gordon, that's amazing. Thank you for joining us. So glad you got your wish granted. You can help so many more kids fulfill their wishes, kids that are dealing with critical illnesses. All you have to do is go to kgw.com/wish. Our goal is $35,000. And gosh, we're getting so close. We've been doing this all day long. Guys, we're almost at $31,000 and we are trying to hit that $35,000 goal. So help us get there. You are making a difference with every single dollar that you donate. It's going to help fulfill a wish for a kid in Oregon and Southwest Washington. Make-A-Wish has been around since 1983. They've been granting, gosh, more than 4,000 wishes now. So you know they know what they're doing, for sure. Next, we want to introduce you to Penelope, another wish kid that got her dream to come true.
She has been through so much her entire life and never has gotten to have anything that she's wanted to have. It's been so amazing for her to have this happen. So she has definitely always just loved everything about horses. She's incredibly excited about literally every aspect of having a horse. She's very into outdoors and we weren't able to do that as much before. We went through a period where her white cells actually just completely stopped working, which put us at a place where you don't survive very long. So we, at that point, the decision to have a bone marrow transplant was basically made for us because it was no longer an option. And ultimately that was very successful. She actually goes to preschool now and gets to live a completely normal life and be a normal child. So it's been a very, very long journey.
If you want a horse, then you're going to need a fence.
The information I got was that Make-A-Wish had a very special wish for a 3-year-old. Without hesitation, I was really excited to get involved in this project. One thing led to another, and as we do out in the country, the neighbors took care of neighbors.
We're measuring out the posts. That's what you were seeing me do here. Is we're setting posts at equal distances. They're going to pour some cement here a little bit later to set the posts, and tomorrow we'll start stringing wire.
Before you know it, we had pretty much every company I talked to and every person I talked to out here helping and volunteering and providing services and donating what they could. We got wire and posts and even a small corral for Penelope to ride her little horse in.
We've had, I think, more people in our yard than possible. We've met all sorts of different people from the community. also police department, some fire department folks, and a lot of kids from state and high school have been here helping as well.
Just want to see the smile on her face when she gets to ride her pony.
This is what a wish should be. It's community coming together to help make things happen, and it's something that money can't buy. It's something that a wish can provide, though.
The wish people up. They're making happy steps.
She has been so excited every day to come home and see what the fence looks like, where Cappy's going to be, what he's going to do inside his fence. And every night, is it tomorrow? Is Cappy going to be here tomorrow? And so she's just been thrilled.
I think this is just fantastic. It warms your heart.
Come on, come on. Who's that? That's Cappy.
I think that that moment is just why we do what we do. It just kind of encapsulated why what we do is so important, just the smile on her face and getting to see her realize that that's her new horse, that's her new friend, and he's gonna be here, he's here.
I don't think I've ever seen her smile and be so excited like that. I think she's pretty sure he's gonna sleep in her room, so might be some disappointment there. I mean, I just cannot thank Make-A-Wish enough, because for her to be able to actually have her wish, what she wanted more than anything in the world, and to have that happen for her is just so amusing.
What a sweet story. And Penelope and Mom Jessica are here joining us here on the couch for KGW's Wish-A-Thon. Thank you for coming here. Penelope, what has it been like having your own pony? Has it been pretty cool?
Yeah.
Yeah? And okay, remind me of your pony's name.
Cappy.
Kathy?
Cappy.
Cappy.
Oh, Cappy. Okay, okay. And do you ride Cappy every day?
I only ride him sometimes.
Sometimes. And what do you love about riding Cappy?
Riding him.
Yeah, is he pretty friendly?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. And Jessica, as a mom, you know, you saw this whole process, a wish come through for Penelope. I guess first off, what condition does Penelope have, and how did it feel as a mom to see her so happy?
So she has a rare bone marrow failure called diamond black fan anemia, and it was the first 2.5 years of her life were really spent in the hospital. So it was really cool to see her actually have her wish and be able to actually go out and ride her pony.
Wow, and so you said, you know, the first couple of years of her life really spent in the hospital. Does she remember any of that?
Yes, she remembers surprising details actually from everything.
Penelope, what do you remember about being in the hospital? Anything?
Getting poked.
Oh, getting poked?
Mm-hmm.
That sounds scary.
Yeah.
And then what else? Anything else?
Anything else?
I ride him.
Okay, and she's talking about Cappy now. She's talking about Cappy now. But the thing is, she does remember, you know, getting poked. I mean, that makes my heart hurt a little bit to hear her say that. So, you know, how important was it for Penelope to get her wish granted? I mean, obviously, her first couple years, really tough.
Are you going to answer?
She's liking the microphone. She's loving it.
For us, so she had a bone marrow transplant about almost 2 years ago to the date, and so for her it was kind of a, you know, we're over some of this. So after the bone marrow transplant, it's like we can try to be normal again, and yeah, it was really just a good yay. We've made it through this.
And especially with a pony, I mean, it's not just like a one-time happiness thing, you know, where for a moment she's happy. I mean, Cappy will live for a long time, I think.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And how often are you gonna want to ride Cappy? Like every day?
A little bit.
A little bit, okay.
Do you like to look at him?
Yeah.
Okay, so she likes to look at Cappy. Cappy brings her happiness. She got a pony. That's what so many of us want as little girls, right? Ponies, for her Make-A-Wish wish. Jessica, Penelope, thank you so much for joining us. So amazing that you were able to get a wish fulfilled, a wish granted, because it probably means the world. I can't even imagine.
It really does, yeah.
Okay, and if you'd like to help grant wishes like the one we just heard about, which would be, you know, a pony for Penelope, how awesome is that? Please go to our website, kgw.com/wish. Our goal is $35,000 for Make-A-Wish. That it's in its 35th year, so it all kind of makes sense. And we are so close, everyone. $32,000 donated so far. Thank you so much to every single one of you who's gone to our website, kgw.com/wish, or even called in to make a donation, because just know that you are making a difference in the lives of kids all over Oregon and in Southwest Washington dealing with a critical illness. Your dollars really count, and it's really going to an amazing cause. So right now I want to toss it over to our bicyclists, Matt Zaffino and Storm Larch, an international sensation. They're riding to make money for Make-A-Wish as well. Every single mile that they do on those bikes donated by Nautilus Cares means $100 donated to Make-A-Wish. You guys, are you cold?
It's early, isn't it, for snow?
Thanks, Christine. No, I forecast this.
Thanks for the warning.
Yeah. Hey, remember that time you went cross-country skiing?
Oh my God.
I gave her a forecast. Didn't quite work out the way we had hoped. She's never let me. Hey, look, my pants are too green, so they're shining through. Yes, I'm half naked with Storm.
That's not fair. I can't become opaque because I'm wearing Matt's other pants.
She's got my spandex on again. Hello.
Well, you know, you leave them crumpled up in the corner, they're gonna get worn.
Yeah, well, you know, good pair of pants are, you know, a good pair of pants. So, so what are we doing? How many miles we got going?
I have no idea. Did it get reset before? Right now, mine says 72 something.
72 point. They're really cool.
Yeah, they're like Coca-Cola Schwinn. Something, something. Was I allowed to even say any of that?
Yeah, you can say Coca-Cola Schwinn. I've heard you say worse.
No, you have not. There are children here. You've never heard me say anything bad.
Nothing like that at all. Should we sing a song?
Oh my God. Yeah, you can.
I cannot sing in the presence of musical greatness.
Oh, that's rich.
Well, I can't.
I'm going to afterwards. Do you want to sing backups?
Maybe.
When we've gotten.
Oh, we're gonna play some baseball?
No, when we've nailed the goal, 35,000.
When we've nailed the goal. Oh, right. Okay, gotcha.
Catch our breath. Yeah, you're not just here to taunt me. You're here to make some money.
No, I'm here to entertain you. Or as you said when I walked in, I'm here to hold your mic. Here you go.
Well, thank you. You're doing a great job. I appreciate.
I've got some experience with this.
Yeah, you do. You're good. You're good. You're really, you're really onto something.
So maybe I should think about it as a career. So when was the last time you went for a long bike ride?
I ride bikes all the time in Portland. A long bike ride? Gosh, Forest Park a couple weeks ago.
20, 30?
Oh no. Well, I mean, all in from my house in Southeast to, I don't even really remember the names as I go up in Northwest.
Wasn't that the name of one of your albums, All In?
No? No. What? No, I'm called All In. Okay, I just remembered. I know.
Yeah, it was in there. It was cool. So why are we doing this?
We are doing this for Make-A-Wish Foundation. It's a really wonderful nonprofit, and I'm really excited. Literally, I got the message yesterday. They said, hey, you think you could jump on a bike for 15 minutes for Make-A-Wish Foundation? And I was like, well, I literally will have just landed from Los Angeles. Give me maybe a half hour to get there, and yeah, sure.
See, and I just got off the 5 o'clock news. I mean, you had way more of a challenge than I did.
Well, yeah, well.
And I'm holding the mic, you're doing most of the talking, which means you're working harder than I am. True.
I have way bigger lungs, more experience. Actually, I was just in
Obvious.
the show I did before Los Angeles. I was in Sun Valley, Idaho, 6,000 feet.
Oh, yeah.
And
But beautiful.
Oh, it's gorgeous. It's a beautiful place. But boy, it's really easy to sing back at sea level.
Yeah, you really notice it, don't you? So the other thing that I'm laughing at is the fact that they told me, all of us, not to wear green because, you know, the snow. The snow. I thought about it, I'm like, that's not green enough.
That's really good. That's great.
How long have I been standing in front of a green wall? Decades. Let's just say decades.
Okay, let's just say decades.
I should have known better. Right, so do me this favor, viewers on Facebook and everywhere else out in the internet, in the Twitter sphere, and the nets, out there. Don't look at me from the waist down. Just don't do that.
You aren't missing much.
Oh, hello. Ow, that hurt. Okay, Miss Fancy Pants.
Your fancy pants.
Right, fancy spandex pants. I have an idea. Let's trade pants. You know, not on camera.
Not right now. That's a different kind of show, Matt.
Yeah, that's right. That's a different kind of show. Tell us about your show. Tell us about your current show.
Well, 'tis the season. We're getting...
To be jolly, aren't you a couple months ahead of yourself?
No, ask Hallmark. As soon as it's almost Halloween, it's Christmas season. So we're getting ready.
Wait. You did not go Hallmark on us.
I didn't. They did. Everyone says there's a war on Christmas. There's definitely a war on Halloween. Because they put a pumpkin out, and then it's all Santa Claus. It's rude.
It is rude. It makes you want to be smashing pumpkins.
Oh. No, but we're doing our 12th annual Holiday Ordeal show at the Aladdin Theater. I think it's the 23rd and 24th, the Black Friday, and Periwinkle Saturday after Thanksgiving.
Wait, Periwinkle Saturday is a thing?
It is now.
You just made it one?
Well, yeah, kind of, because Black Friday is when everyone gets in fights at Walmart.
And isn't that fun? Isn't that what everybody wants to do, right? Yeah. Hey, do you want to hear one of my great regrets of like, you know, the last month?
Sure, of course.
You came on the 11 o'clock news, and you did our sit-in, our sit-in, our guest news anchor. And by the way, right, and she rocked it out. But my great regret is we did not have you sing on that show. So now, let's sing.
Now?
Yeah, you sing.
No, you sing.
I can't sing. You're the pro.
Look at you. Hell, I'll do
Okay,
it when you sing.
I'm going to interject here. Matt, you don't have to pressure. We can have Storm sing in a second when she catches her breath.
Excellent
You're welcome.
Idea. Thank you. And she's still writing, and I stopped. And
I know. You guys are breathing hard.
I know. I'm such a slacker. That's because I only feel like half of me right now.
Come on, let's go.
Okay, we're gonna leave them to pedal because every mile counts. Every mile, it means $100 donated to Make-A-Wish thanks to the Joseph E. Weston Public Foundation. Guys, we are just over $32,000 donated. Our goal is $35,000. So please go to kgw.com/wish, kgw.com/wish. There you can donate, make a difference in a child's life. That is one thing you can do today. At least you'll know you're making a difference in a kid's life that is going through a critical illness. 1-800-934-WISH. That is the old school way to donate, kind of the telethon way. Again, 1-800-934-WISH. That's 9474. Or like I said, kgw.com/wish. Our goal again, $35,000. Next, we want to introduce you to Layla Cook. She's the CEO of Make-A-Wish. She's going to explain exactly how Make-A-Wish makes a difference across the state of Oregon and Southwest Washington. Back out here on the couch, our Wish-A-Thon couch, Layla Cook is joining me now. Hi. Good morning, Layla.
Hi there. Thank you so much for having us.
Totally. CEO of Make-A-Wish. No one knows better how these wishes really make a difference. You were there. I mean, we just saw Kaysen's story. He met a real-life Wolverine in Alaska. What was that like for you?
Well, I wasn't at the Wish, but I was there when we interviewed him and asked him what he wanted his wish to be. And my favorite answer came because he thinks the Wolverine is his spirit animal. It's tiny and tough, and he's such a cool kid. But I was really, truly worried that the Wolverine was going to eat his finger off all day long.
Oh, no.
I kept on texting his mom, is he okay? Does he have his fingers? He got really close to a real Wolverine, which was really cool.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you've seen, I mean, whether through videos or in real life, wishes get granted. We've heard from doctors how much this means to kids and their recovery, how much of a boost it can give them. How do you feel when you see these kids get their wishes granted?
I'm going to say two things that are the most moving to me because I feel like it is such an important thing that we are able to do for kids who are going through a really tough time in their life. One of which is they feel this whole army behind them. All the people who are donating today, all the people who are helping to put together this amazing day, the kids feel this army behind them, cheering them on and helping them to get better. And it's really healing to have joy. It's really healing to have an army behind you. And the most amazing thing I would say is that Kaysen's mom actually said he's got such a rare disease it's really hard to describe. So he was kind of defined by his illness. And then after his wish, it helped a new definition of who he was. And that is such an amazing thing to be a part of who someone is in the world.
Yeah, and so it really is changing lives.
It really is changing lives.
And it's amazing. I mean, you guys have been in operation granting wishes since 1983. That is more than 4,000 wishes. And I think it's important to note that when everyone donates today, whether you go to our website, kgw.com/wish, whether you click on that little Facebook Live donate button, or if you want to call that 1-800-934-WISH number, that money goes toward local kids. We're talking about kids dealing with critical illnesses here in Oregon, in Southwest Washington, going through such a tough time in their lives.
It's really true. All of our kids are local. All of our money stays local. We get no fee for service. We get no government support. All the money comes from generous donations. And we are serving children right here in our local communities with volunteers right here in our local communities.
Yeah, countless, I'm
Yes.
sure, volunteers
Yes.
that make sure these wishes come true. And you guys have had a pretty gangbusters year when it comes to fulfilling wishes.
We had a record-breaking year. It never gets old to say. We granted the most wishes ever in Oregon and Southwest Washington. This year we granted 260 local wishes to kiddos, and almost all of them were these over-the-top, incredible, life-changing wishes. There's a great map to show where the kiddos lived and how many wishes we're able to grant by county. And so I want to make sure everyone knows that we're serving the entire state. And gosh, it's hard in the southeast part of the state to get volunteers. And for those kiddos truly have to drive hours for treatment. And so being able to do something over the top magical for them is such an amazing gift.
Yeah, and I know, I mean, as a reporter, I've done so many stories talking to parents, talking to kids that are dealing with critical illnesses. And you're right, they have to, some of these, families need to drive hours. They have to relocate.
Yeah.
They have so many stresses in their lives that just a moment of, joy
Yes.
can make all the difference, I think. And that support system that you were talking about, having that army of people, whether it's you at home watching on your cell phone or tablet or computer, knowing that you donated. I mean, you're part of this supportive army that helps these kids get through another day, I think.
It's really true. And we have seen countless times where a kid is on a trajectory to not get better, quite frankly. And then they have their wish, and they can think bigger than the hospital. They can think outside of their illness, and they actually get better. We don't have concrete medical proof yet, but we're working on it. But what I will say is that when I know in my heart, after 15 years of working here, when kids feel better, they sometimes get better. And having all of these people rally and wrap around them and be a part of the solution and a part of the healing is really an amazing gift, and for some of these kids, a turning point in their illness journey.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned, you know, sometimes it's hard to get, you know, kids from Southeast Oregon and stuff like that. And we had somebody on our Facebook Live feed ask, you know, how can I nominate a child to get my wish granted? Do you just go to the website?
Great question. Our website is oregon.wish.org, which you're surely linked to from kgw.com if that is too much to remember. And we just have a refer a child button right on the front. And we welcome referrals. We say we would rather have 10 referrals for one kid than miss one kid. We work with the doctors to make sure that kid qualifies and that we haven't granted another wish to them. Those are kind of our two, they have a medical qualification and they haven't been granted another wish and they're age appropriate. So 2.5 to 18 years old. And the medical qualifications are determined by doctors. We have a whole team of doctors at our national office who help decide what qualifies for a wish and what doesn't. So if you're questioning it, if you think you might know a kid or there's a kid in your church or your neighborhood or at your kid's school, refer them and we will do the rest.
And typically when these kids are referred or they apply, do they need to draw like their wish?
Great question. It depends on the kid. Not everyone loves to draw. So we send 2 volunteers to go and meet with them and say, you could wish for anything in the world, what would that be? And some kids know right away. And they have it already in their head. They have, you know, already the picture in their head and or the drawing and or cut out some articles. A lot of these kids spend a lot of time together in the hospital. So they've been talking about it already and they know what somebody else did for their wish. And so they, those kids know right away. Other kids, we have to kind of tease it out a little bit. Kason was a great example of, well, he didn't think you could meet a Wolverine, so we talked about a few different options at his wish visit.
Okay, so again, $32,874 donated. Whoa, we are almost to our goal, which is $35,000 for Make-A-Wish on its 35th anniversary. Help us make that goal. You can make a difference in the lives of many children here in Oregon and Southwest Washington dealing with a critical illness. But not only these kids, their families are going to benefit too. You're going to help give them some joy when they really need it. Again, go to kgw.com/wish. That is where you can donate. Again, our goal, 35 grand, and we are almost there. Another way you can donate is just calling the number 1-800-934-WISH. And do not forget, you can bid on a mini mansion that starts at $50,000. It is basically a tiny home decked out with all the stainless steel appliances, lots of cool stuff that you see right there. Again, bidding for that starts at $50,000. People can view it first Thursday. That's tomorrow in Northwest Portland. You can find all the details on our website, kgw.com. Again, so many thanks to everyone who has donated today. And you know what? Even if we're wrapping up our Facebook Live right now, the donations are not stopping because it is Wish Week here at KGW. Please continue to donate throughout the week. We want to fulfill as many wishes as possible for future kids that really need a bit of a boost. Storm Larch, you've been here for a little bit. You were riding that bicycle over there. By the way, those red Schwinn bikes, those were pretty sweet rides.
Those are pretty sweet, yeah.
Nautilus Cares basically donated those.
Thank you guys. Thank
Good
you
to their
very much.
hearts.
Super comfortable.
Yeah, exactly. Those seats were amazing. And
I kicked Zafino's butt, by the way.
Okay, by the way.
By the way.
Just putting that out there. So every mile ridden on those bikes, that meant $100 going toward Make-A-Wish. That is thanks to the Joseph E. Weston Public Foundation. So thank you again to all our sponsors, all our matching sponsors. Thank you to our volunteers. And yes, thank you to our donors, to all of you who took the time out of your day to make sure that a child's wish is granted. You are making a difference. Okay, so Storm, I'm going to let you send it off with your amazing tunes. Thank you again for being involved in this.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for having me. And we're really, really close, so keep the donations coming. All right, are you ready? You got to point your wand at me and tell me not to be
Penelope,
terrible.
point your wand.
Ready? And somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue. Oh, and all those dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. One day I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me, somewhere over the rainbow. Bluebirds fly, birds fly over the rainbow. Why then, oh, why can't I? Birds fly over the rainbow. Why then, oh, why can't I? Was that okay? Keep giving, you guys. Good night.